Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Monday! It is Monday. Oh, it is Monday. Anyways, I'm back here today with the Affirmators deck, and I'm going to start with the Daily Oracle, just because it's fun, and it's very empowering, but also, I'm a couple weeks late, but I am going to cover, CRPS Awareness Month, which is also this month. So, along with pancreatic cancer, which I did last week on Pancreatic Cancer Day, but I missed CRPS/RSD Awareness Day, which was actually the first Monday of November. So 2 weeks late. I'm still going to do it, and I'm going to spread some awareness on that, and then we'll get to the Affirmators cards. All right. So stay tuned. Stay with me. Just stay. All right. Let's see. True freedom is not being attached to the outcome. True freedom is not being attached to the outcome. I really like that. A lot of times when we try to pray for something or we try to manifest something, we are so attached to the outcome that we're trying to control how quick it happens, how fast it happens, when it happens, why it happens, all the happens, right? But we're kind of messing ourselves up when we do that. We're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. So, the best way to get around that is don't be so attached to the outcome. Focus on the how, so the what can happen. Oh no, focus on the what. Sorry, I had that backwards. Focus on the what, so the how can happen. Don't worry about how it's going to happen, because it may happen in a completely independent way than you thought it might happen. So focus on the what, so the how can happen, and just let it go. Let's see. Discipline is an essential part of creativity and growth, which I have very little of. I know, it's not funny, but it's true. Let's see. La, 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 la. Okay. Loosen your grip. Does that not go with what we just said? Loosen your grip. All right? Loosen your grip on all those things. If you want things to happen, you're going to have to let go a little. So do your best. I know it's not always easy, but do it anyway. So, all right, let's get to, before we get to the Affirmators deck, like I said, I want to cover CRPS, which is Chronic Regional Pain Syndrome. I believe it used to be known by something when it was first discovered. Then it became RSD, which is reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Now, I think because maybe reflex sympathetic dystrophy was a bit too much for some people, which makes sense because you're like, what the hell is that? They just came up with CRPS, which is Chronic Regional Pain Syndrome. And this one actually makes a lot of sense too, because reflex sympathetic reflex sympathetic dystrophy. It is a bit of a complicated term, right? But this one is direct and right to the point. So this is actually on the list of one of those invisible illnesses, right? Like mental illness it's an invisible illness, because most people will fake it till they make it, and then when they fall apart, everyone's like, well, what happened? You seem so great, and blah blah blah. Well, that's because they might have been, but things happen, right? Sorry, my hearing is all kind of twisted here. So anyways, it's kind of known as an invisible disease. So I'm sorry guys, I gotta fix this really quick because this is bothering me. All right, there we go. I made these over the weekend and I'm super excited because they're my Christmas earrings. So don't be surprised if you see me wearing them a lot. It took forever, so I will not be making this type again. But, I love it, right? Discipline or creativity and growth requires discipline. And it was discipline, but it was just a bit much. So, and it didn't even turn out that great. So it was a work in progress, and now it's just not. So, so this is an invisible illness. It's also known as the suicide disease. So, good morning, older sibling. And I'm glad older sibling is on, because older sibling actually has CRPS. So again, CRPS is, or November isn't just Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month and pretty much every other cancer that's purple. But it's also CRPS Awareness Month, which is orange. Hey, thanks for picking a different color. So, and they picked orange because orange is like fire. All right. So, CRPS is a progressive neurological condition that can affect one extremity or all four and can go full body. Older sibling has full body. It can also affect the immune system, skin, muscles, joints, and bones. The pain can start in one area but spread to other areas of the body. The syndrome usually develops after an injury to the body, such as whiplash, sprain, broken bone, nerve injury, or following surgery, and in some cases, no precipitating injury can be identified. So, there was one lady who she got RSD in her foot just because one of the football players on the high school team accidentally stepped on her foot with his cleat, and poof. So, it feels random, and if you get it, you feel like you're kind of cursed with this randomness. But for older siblings, she first got it when she was in an accident years and years ago, a car accident, and which she was lucky to survive, to be honest. And then somehow it went into remission. But now, she had surgery, about 18 years ago next month, and she had back surgery, neck surgery, and it came back, and it came back like in full force, full bloom, So I'm going to read the signs and the symptoms of these, all right? I mean, it obviously has a very deep psychological impact. Like I said, it's also known as the suicide disease because the pain can be so horrible and so awful that some people just can't live with it anymore. Plus, there's all different kinds of signs and symptoms, right? I mean, we had pancreatic cancer, know your symptoms, which was, basically this, okay, that was my bookmark, which, is a lot. But if you could see the graph for CRPS/RSD, you would probably fall out of your chair because it took me a while to write it all down. But, not because I write slow, but, there's a lot. So, the psychological sign and symptoms, stress, depression, anxiety. Now, I think living with the CRPS is what causes that because, if you stub your toe, the first thing you're going to freak out about is, oh my God, am I going to have a flare-up? And the flare-ups they're horrible. They're horrible. Imagine you're being a dumb person, right? And you decide, hey, I see a candle. I'm going to put my hand right over that flame. And then you're like, whoa, that's hot. That burns. Now, imagine that's on the inside of you, but wherever your affected area is. And like I said, with older sibling, it's in her whole body, And there isn't a shortage of trying to figure out how to get her back into remission. But eventually we'll figure it out. Eventually, I know in my heart this is going to happen for her. So one of the person that was posting these two things that I'm going to read to you from is actually my friend Debbie Hall, and she did a 180 on her health, and she went into remission, and it's been amazing, and she stayed in remission. So, it does require some discipline to get there, and I think with any health matter, it requires discipline, and I think sometimes we just want to poof it out, right, and make it go away, but it's not always that easy. So signs and symptoms: hair, loss or growth. So you're either going to lose your hair or it's going to grow like crazy. We're going to get to the nails too. At the bottom it says nails: brittle, ridged, increased or decreased growth. Older siblings' nails grow so fast. She says it's the one cool side effect, and her hair grows so fast. But, it comes with a pain. So your face, headaches, I would have said your head, not your face, but your head. Headaches, migraines, TMJ, and visual disturbances. Your nervous system, brain fog, poor concentration, sound sensitivity. Internal, dysautonomia, which is rare. It's a rare thing to get dysautonomia. And I actually wrote it down on the next page. I'm going to go back over some of these terms on the next page that I didn't know. And I'm assuming a lot of you are going to be like, what the hell was this? So, but that's a rare symptom. Gastroparesis, IBS, nausea, bloating, constipation, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. also known as POTS. I'm just like, what? When I was writing this down, I'm like, what the hell is this? But I think tachycardia, that's something to do with the heart, right? So, you'd think I know, but yeah. Anyways, affected areas: out of proportion pain, constant pain, burning, throbbing, radiating pain, cold, and edema. Let me put it this way: when older sibling has a flare up, even wearing clothes, and she wears silk pajamas on purpose, even that hurts her. I mean, come on. We all love that silk, right? It's so soft and cool on your skin, but yeah, even that hurts her. Your skin: allodynia, shiny patches, sweating, mottled temperature changes, thinning, cracked, oozing, or edema. I think edema isn't that like water retention? Um, let's see. Your bones, muscles, and joints: atrophy, tremors, dystonia, weakness, stiffness, osteoporosis. We went over the nails. And lifestyle changes: insomnia, fatigue, reduced mobility. Poor sibling has a lot of fatigue and insomnia, plus the pain medicine that they put him on. And that's a whole nother story, right? So everyone's always, we got to stop with the opioid thing. Yeah, we have to stop with the opioid crisis, but stop taking it away from the people who actually need it. Okay? Sibling is on a time-release morphine. And because she's on a time-release morphine, but it's like the pharmacies are making it harder and harder to get because all these dickheads out there decide they're gonna take these meds and turn it into something totally horrible and kill innocent people. But the problem is that the people that are suffering are not just the people who are illegally using these drugs, but the people who actually need them for the chronic pain. These people don't want to be on these drugs. Trust me when I say that. But sometimes it's the only thing that gives them a little sense of normalcy, because it's something that, sometimes barely touches the pain, but gives them kind of just enough oomph to be able to do something, especially if they're in a flare-up. Imagine having pain and then having what's known as breakthrough pain. So if any of you have ever heard of fibromyalgia, CRPS is like fibromyalgia on steroids. It is like 10 times worse. And fibro's bad. Fibro is totally bad. I'm not dismissing it at all, because I know people who have that too, and it is horrible. But CRPS, it takes that pain to a whole new level, and they actually have what they call breakthrough pain. If you ask somebody on CRPS what their pain level is, don't ask them to start at 1 to 10. Their pain level starts at an 11, being the lowest, and goes higher from there. I mean, 10 is like their lowest when they're in a lot of pain. Now imagine that. I mean, how many times have some of us been in like a 6 pain, and we're just like, we feel like we're gonna just, fade away and turn into dust and blow off into the sunset. So, some of the terms, just in case: TMJ. I know what TMJ is, but I think it's lockjaw of sorts, but it's pain in your jaw and the muscles. So it's, which I think creates like that lockjaw. So that the thermomandibular or whatever. I am not a doctor. So POTS, which was, where'd it go? Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, POTS. POTS causes a number of symptoms when standing up, such as fast heart rate, dizziness, and fatigue. So if you know somebody who has fibromyalgia or CRPS, RSD, and they stand up quickly and get kind of dizzy, this is probably what it is. It's POTS. It's that postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I think I got that. Dysautonomia. That's the really rare one, right? Dysautonomia is the autonomic nervous system does not work properly. Can be the cause of a lot of CRPS symptoms. In fact, it's my understanding that dysautonomia is actually found in a lot of other things too, including Parkinson's. So, gastroparesis, weak muscle contractions that cause food to remain in the stomach longer than normal, which, can make you feel heavy, can make you feel lethargic. So, allodynia, a condition in which pain is caused by a stimulus, an exaggerated pain where even pain occurs at the slightest touch. So this is what I was talking about when older sibling has a flare-up, and you even go near to touch her. And we have cats. We have 2 cats. So, because older sibling and I are roommates, we have 2 cats, and one of them that's her baby, and George loves to jump on her. And he doesn't know, right? But you can just, sometimes I think she just looks like she's going to go and like stick her head through the ceiling because you can see how much it's hurting her. So, there's that. So allodynia is a big one. I didn't know what it was called. Excuse me, but now we know. And dystonia, involuntary muscle contractions. So, involuntary muscle contractions. Now, like I said, CRPS, fibromyalgia, even having a dinged up mental health, these are all invisible illnesses. And I think we owe it to people to give them a little bit of patience and to give them a lot of understanding, because I can't even imagine having to live with some of these things. I mean, just even one of those symptoms. I mean, the only good symptom out of it really is it makes your nails grow faster and your hair grow faster. And that's if you're on that end. You might be on the end where it makes your nails brittle and fall apart and your hair fall out. So, I mean, I have a balanced thyroid now, but when my thyroid's out of control, holy moly, I lose hair, and I got a lot of hair, but it's just, there's really no good side to this. Sometimes we say, well, try to look on the bright side. It's hard to look on the bright side, especially when you feel like you were a house on fire from the inside out. Okay, so that's, be kind, be patient, be understanding. Learn your symptoms. I'm going to share a story really quick before I get into the Affirmator set, because this, I will tell you, this pissed me off to no end. If you are in the medical profession, I know that a lot of these things might get by you because they're not that common. Okay, I mean, there are people who I belong to a few groups that Sibling belongs to that are awareness groups, and a lot of people I've seen join were like, wow, I had no idea other people were going through this. And it can happen to young people too. I mean, I think in the last couple of years, one of the youngest people that this happened to was about 20. When older Sibling first got it, she was about 22. So I respect the medical profession. I respect doctors. I respect nurses. I do. But every so often you come across one that has no bedside manner and are just completely judgy. So it was a couple summers ago, and I was at work, and older Sibling didn't want to bother anyone. She didn't want to drive because she didn't trust herself, even though the hospital is actually right around the corner. We have a small hospital near us. And so she, instead of asking a neighbor, she decided she's going to walk to the ER because she had a tooth infection. And it's a Friday afternoon. The dentist tells her, go to the ER because we can't get you in. And it's like, okay. So she goes to go to the ER, get some antibiotics, call us, and we'll set up an appointment for you next week. So, it's actually, like I said, a tooth infection, and the tooth infection is actually causing a flare-up. But this is also Southern California, and sometimes in the summer, when you live a little inland, we live about 20 miles from the beach, it can get very hot here. And on that particular day, it was in the hundreds. It was like about 102, I think. And so her crazy butt decides she's going to walk there. Well, of course, you're sweating, you're tired, you're hurting. So she goes in, and, she looks mildly disheveled. Not even that bad. She just looks like she was out in the sun. So I finally get there. She tells me, hey, I'm going to the ER. I'm trying to race home, and I work 16 miles away. I'm trying to race home fast enough to get her there. So, she doesn't have to walk, but she's stubborn. So we get there, and we go into the ER, and this doctor was a complete asshole. He looks at her, and she says, I have a tooth infection, and my dentist sent me here. He's like, I'm not giving you any drugs. And he's all, I'm not giving you any narcotics. And she's all, I don't want any narcotics. She's all, I just want an antibiotic for my tooth. I'm not giving you anything. I'm not giving you... And he literally treated her like, she was a junkie. Okay? I'm putting that in quotes because, people who are addicted to drugs and all that, that's just a whole nother sad story. That's a sad story. And that is not a place any of us want to be. But he just, there's, and I think even though we are quick to judge those kind of people, I think there is still a level of compassion and empathy that they deserve, and I'm really trying to be, a little balanced here, because I can't imagine going through all those addictions, all right? I mean, I have an emotional eating problem and mine is just food. But can you imagine being addicted to something else? Something like really, really bad. So, anyways, this doctor was absolutely a dick. And, and it's just because she was sweating. She was hot. Okay, and I'm glad I got home fast enough because I was able to drive her home. But this human being had no business treating her that day. Turns out the hospital hires rotating, traveling doctors for their ER. And sibling was near tears. I'm not even sure if she cried or not, but I know she was so hurt and she felt so shamed just because she wanted antibiotics. And every time I tried to speak up for her, because, when she's really in pain, it's hard for her to articulate her words, he would just kind of shut me down. And so I did something I've never done in my life. I reported him to the hospital. And I took it up as far as I could. They told me they were going to do something about it, which, to be honest with you, I doubt they did. Because, as long as they're getting your money, they don't give a shit. And, like I said, I try to be understanding when it comes to hospitals and doctors and nurses, because so many of them are so kind. I have a lot of nurses in my own family that I love to bits. I love my own doctor, who's amazing. But this is my sister. And if you fuck with my family, you're going to deal with me. And so, and I know that sounds big. I'm not here to throw punches or anything, because I probably get my ass whooped. But this is my sister, even if she's just my soul sister, even if she's just really actually my best friend, she is a sister to me, and she's an older sister to me. She has been there like an older sister would be. She has been a pseudo mom replacement since my mom has passed away. And, you don't mess with her, because you will have to go through me. And he knew I was pissed. In fact, he went across the hall, or across the walkway, to another person, and I could just see her, and she was an older lady, and she was dressed to the nines, and she had rheumatoid arthritis, which is another autoimmune disease. And she says, "Oh, well, I'm just in a lot of pain." "Oh, well, what kind of pain meds can I get you?" Seriously? I'm not saying this woman was a drug addict, but what if she was? But because she was dressed nicely, because she didn't look like, she came right off the street, all of a sudden, that was okay. That behavior was so unacceptable to me. Even the nurse came in and apologized for the doctor. Because at one point I just said, I'm like, are you even listening to her? She's asking for antibiotics. Well, go to your dentist. The dentist sent her here because he can't get her in and she has a terrible tooth infection. It's like, stop treating her like she just walked off the street. I was pissed. And this is one of the very rare times when sibling would not let me talk that much. Because boy, I tell you, I had a lot to say. I may not be able to defend myself in a physical fight, but I will go with you word for word when it comes to my family and when it comes to my friends and the people I care about. I will defend them. If they ask me not to say anything, I won't. But I told her when we were done and we left, I said, that is the last time when something like this happens that you will not let me talk. Because something needed to be said. It was a horrible, horrible experience. And to all those doctors out there, including my own, who finally got to meet older sibling, who take the time to understand what CRPS is, thank you. Thank you. Because it's people like you who will help other people and help others in their own field understand what a horrible disease this is. Absolutely horrible. When older sibling is in a flare-up, she turns bright red. And to the touch, she is warm. So, try not to judge people, okay? Give them some compassion, give them some empathy, hope for the best for them. But if you're a doctor and somebody's coming in asking for antibiotics, don't treat them like they just walked in off the street. Actually, if somebody does walk in just off the street, you're a fucking doctor or a nurse. Take care of them. You don't know their story. This doctor didn't know older sibling's story, and he judged her for it. He judged her for what was pre-whatevered in his mind. So yeah, I'm a little passionate about this, but I'm a little pissed. So, see, look, this has been a couple years and it still makes me mad. But anyways, let's end on a high note, okay? This is going to be one of those longer shows that I wasn't planning on. But I really wanted to get that down about the CRPS and stuff. So, oh, look at this, is the perfect card for this. Love. Two little lovebirds. Love. So, love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulations I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get when singing along to Name Your Song? It just says name of song, you know the one. So fill in the blank to the song that gives you the feels, all right? So, again, love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulations I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get when singing along to whatever song it is that you love singing along to that gives you the chills. So I love this card to finish this show with. I know, I apologize for my language and for kind of going off the deep end there. But you can see how passionate I get about certain things. And, I know some people are sensitive to certain words. So, for those who are sensitive, I do apologize. And I'm not calling you out for being sensitive. I just mean I know that some people do not take kindly to swear words. They are kind of just a basic part of my vocabulary. Well, my mother would have killed me. But yeah, so I like the love card because I guess for me, maybe I should be giving that doctor who pissed me off some compassion and empathy. I don't know his story. Maybe he lost somebody. Maybe he had a family member who suffered with drugs. Maybe he had seen people or treated somebody or gave them meds and it killed them. Or they ended up, maybe not killed them, but they ended up dead, and it may not have been his fault. I don't know his story, so I probably shouldn't be so quick to judge. I am getting better at that. But like I said, it's hard when you have someone you care so much about. And older sibling is a very important part of my life, and I don't like to see people hurting her, especially when she's already struggling. I mean, this is a woman who does not want to be on these things. This is a woman who is dying to get back into remission so that she can go out and have a fun life, live her life fully. She doesn't want to be on these meds. I mean, the majority of people who are on these pain meds and she is covered by a pain management doctor, okay? So everything she does, I mean, the first time she had to take a pee test, I was laughing because usually you have to take a pee test, right? To make sure that you're not on drugs. She had to take a pee test to make sure that she was using them and not selling them. So, she has a doctor that monitors all this stuff. They all do. But there's so much judgment, I guess, on both sides. So for me, I'm going to do my best to give some empathy to that doctor for whatever reason he is the way he was, or, and I'm going to put him in my good thoughts and hope that he doesn't do that to anybody else, because they feel enough shame for not being able to do a lot. And I could probably be more patient too, because sometimes even I just get frustrated. It's not always easy being a pseudo caregiver. And I say pseudo caregiver because we're roommates, right? But so I do my part here to help her. But I say pseudo caregiver in that respect. I'm not hired or anything. I just do it out of the kindness of my heart. No, seriously, because she's my sister and I'm here, right? But sometimes it can get frustrating. So if you're a caregiver for somebody like this, do try to show them some of that love, some of that compassion, but also take care of yourselves, okay? Love is a many splendored thing, but self-love is a big, big splendor thing. We have to show ourselves some self-love. If you are a person that's struggling with chronic pain, whether it's CRPS or fibromyalgia or another type of chronic pain that might be out there that I don't know about, show yourself some compassion and empathy. Because you see, a lot of these people that this happens to are very active people that, just are, instantly sidelined. Now, some people only have it in parts of their body, like their extremities, their arms or their legs. like I said, or all four of those things, but not full body. So, but sibling has it in her arms, leg, she has it in her extremities and in her torso. So she's got full body RSD, and not a fun thing. So, I guess this is the perfect card because I know it's like I'm scolding. It's like the cards literally just scolded me for getting all tense and excitable about this. But love is the way to go. Love is the way to go. If you're feeling like someone's about to irritate you, sing your song in your head that gives you chills. Right? Sing it in your head. If it gives you chills, it's going to bring you joy. It's going to make you happy. So sing that song in your head. If you're struggling with the day, just think of something that makes you happy. Think of something that you love. Maybe your family, your friend, if you have a spouse or a significant other or whatever, or you're daydreaming about somebody, whatever. Just, show them love in that area and, try to bring yourself back. But most importantly, show yourself some self-love. I actually think self-love might be one of the cards in here, so I'm not going to go too deep into self-love. But, these are three things that you can do to bring yourself joy. Think about the things that you love if you start to kind of fade out and get into that little mood. If you start to, go into one of those moods, try to think of something that you love, all right? Maybe puppies, right? Who doesn't love puppies? Puppies and kittens. Oh my God, who doesn't love kittens? There are puppies and kitten videos all over YouTube. All right. I mean, there are so many things out there that can just make you smile, make you laugh. But I know it's hard sometimes to have compassion and empathy for certain things. I know I can be judgy. I say that because I'm trying so hard not to be a judgy person, but oh my God, human beings make it so hard. And yet the funny thing is there's probably somebody out there judging me. So, but hey, it's like I always say, what other people think of you is none of your business. Sibling taught me that. What other people think of you is none of your business. And it is one of my favorite sayings because a lot of times when we're judgmental, we're coming from a place of insecurity. Like maybe we're judgy because we're like, oh my God, do I do that? Oh no, I don't do that. So I'm going to be judgy about them. But we might, right? So we're humans. I think we're always going to judge something. But when it comes to a person needing compassion and empathy, be there for them. Try to be there for them. I know some people don't always make it easy, but when we love somebody, we have to do our best to give them patience. And patience, I'm learning patience. I used to say patience isn't my strong suit, but I'm getting better at it. So again, love. I'm going to read this one last time because I think it's very important for everyone to get this stuck in their noggin. Love is a many splendored thing. Today I will notice and appreciate at least three, not two, three of those splendors, like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulations I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try, or how about the chills I get while singing along to fill in the blank, whatever your favorite song is that you get the chills to. That's your homework for today. I know you're all, Shelly Marie, really? The Aloha perspective is homework? Yes, it does. And trust me, I got to go do this too, but I have my 5 gratitudes I have to do today. So, yeah, because gratitude is an important thing. And I'm still, Sibling and I are doing The Magic, which is a book on gratitude. So, and it's really helping. This time I'm really getting a lot more out of it than I have before because I'm in a whole different mindset, in a whole different place. So come up with 3 things today that you love, all right? And it can be anything. Like they said, even that trash basket shot, right? I think sometimes we think so big, like, oh, what do I love? Yes, we know you love your family and your friends, so they don't get to be listed. Don't go with something easy. Go with your favorite song, your favorite color, why you love that favorite color. Go with your favorite day or maybe your favorite holiday or whatever. I love the fact that Baby Sibling and crew are on their way out here to California. They're actually probably in California by now, but they're on their way to San Diego, and I get to see her and squeeze her this week. So I'm super duper excited about that. I'm also loving the fact that I get to go see Wish this week, the new Disney 100. Well, Disney 100 is the 100th anniversary of Disney, but the anniversary movie is Wish, and it looks amazing. And my friend worked on it, but that's not why I'm going to see it. It looks amazing. So, and I love Disney, and I know some people don't, but before we pan movies and before we make fun of people who like certain movies, just remember, um, I go to movies to escape reality. Okay, some movies I will go and see because sibling wants to see them or because they look really good, but they're kind of just things that can probably happen, potentially happen in real life. So the majority of the movies I go and see are things that are probably unlikely or improbable to ever happen. And or maybe they are just somewhere we don't know. But because I think we all need that escape. So for people that like to review movies, I think sometimes they miss that point. I'm just saying, everyone's a critic, right? But I'm just saying, I think sometimes they miss the point. But yeah, I'm all about just escaping for a while. And when you have a brain like I do, sometimes you need that escape. You need something to set your focus on. So that's why I love all the comic book movies. That's why I love all of the animated features. That's why I just love going on. Although I do want to see Napoleon because that movie looks pretty badass, and it's Ridley Scott. I mean, who doesn't love Ridley Scott movies? But yeah, I really want to see that. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot of opinions today. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so maybe this is why. When my blood sugar gets low, I get cranky. So, anyway, you don't need to hear all that. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow. 8:30 a.m. Facebook Live. All lives are public. It's going to be a short week. Wednesday will be the last show for the week because it is a holiday in California this week. So our Thanksgiving is on Thursday, and I'm going to take Friday off because I'm going to be heading back to San Diego on Friday. So yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so, so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, okay? Please, 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 please take care of yourselves. Give yourself some empathy, some grace, some compassion, and yeah, just be kind. Be kind. And if somebody irritates you or pisses you off, I'm gonna do this too. Let's see if we can just try to take a step back. All right. I mean, I know it's hard when we're defending our family, but I think I've been complaining about that doctor for far too long that now I need to just let it go and remind myself that maybe there's a reason why he was the way he was, or maybe he didn't get enough hugs or love as a child. I don't know. But whatever it is, let's do our best to not judge others. All right. On face value. Okay. So have a great, great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everybody back here tomorrow. Have a great day.